Well, guys, we're going to do things a little differently today. We're going to actually start the video with the Minute on the Mountain. And the Minute on the Mountain today is going to come from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 9 and 10. I'm just going to read it for you. And this is Paul speaking, and he's talking after he had asked God to remove a thorn from his side. We don't know exactly what that was 3 times, but Paul says the following beginning in verse 9. Each time he said, "My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. So now I am glad to boast about my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ can work through me. That's why I take pleasure in my weaknesses and in the insults, hardships, persecutions, and troubles that I suffer for Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong." And that's verses, again, 9 and 10. That's a passage that I've gone to a lot in my life. It's a passage that I've even quoted when I faced difficult things or when I felt in over my head or felt overwhelmed. But really, if you think about it, Paul is saying that's a good place to be. I ask God to remove this issue from my life, and isn't that the first thing you and I do when we come into something that's difficult, whether it's physical pain or an illness or financial trouble or relationship issues, no matter what it is, our first response typically is, "God, please get me out of this mess." And it's okay for us to pray that. I mean, God doesn't rebuke Paul. It doesn't say each time he rebuked me, but it just says each time he said to me, "My grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness." So if you're in the middle of something right now that's really tough, if you feel weak, if you feel overwhelmed, that's a good place to be. God's power can work in your weakness. God's strength is perfected in our weakness. And so if you're going through something tough right now, just know that God is with you. Just know that God can work through that and that his power is made perfect in your weakness. And if you are going through something tough and you could use some prayer, shoot me a comment, shoot me an email. I'd love to pray with you. Would love to just join you in praying for whatever your need is. But it's a good reminder to me not to just automatically ask God to remove difficulty from my life, because a lot of times that difficulty is how God is going to show me my weakness, and then that's going to lead to his strength working through me. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Thanks for coming along. Have a good weekend. All right, everybody. We are down in Kanarraville, Utah, getting ready to hike Spring Creek Canyon. It's not really a slot canyon, but evidently there's a couple of places where it gets kind of narrow. I think they said the narrowest spot is 10 feet. So we're down on spring break for 2 days in the Cedar City area. We love getting down to southern Utah. Let's give you a little glimpse of kind of where we're headed. So thanks for coming along with us today. Hopefully we'll see some cool stuff to get on video for you. And we'll be back. Got my #1 hiker, Hannah, moving along the trail. All right, just barely getting into the canyon, and the walls are shooting straight up already. A lot of little caves and pockets in here. It's cool. All right, we've got to climb out of this creek bed. Jordan's going first. Here we go, Jordy Bob. Go, 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 go. Keep going. All right, now I got to go. Let's see if we can do it holding the phone in one hand and running with the other. Here we go. Woohoo! All right. Right at that little creek bottom. Rhonda and the other kids are over there on the main trail. We'll catch up with them in a minute. All right, guys, so we were hiking. We just found somebody's little makeshift kind of bug out shelter. They still have their axe right here. And if you look over there on the other side, there's a shovel in the hole. On the last video I posted, I found a cool little dugout shelter. I mean, these are really neat, but why do you have to leave your trash laying around? I mean, just take your shovel home with you, take your axe home. Don't leave your Red Bull cans laying around. It is a pretty little spot. Just don't trash it, guys. Leave the mountain better than you found it.
So somebody lost their binoculars. They've been up here a long time, looks like. I'm on this pretty steep hillside, going through all this thick kind of scrub brush. There's oak brush in here. There's some pinyon pines right here. Rod and the kids are on that trail down below that you see at the bottom of the canyon. So I'll grab these and just pick them up so they're not laying up here. But I don't think they're any good. Look like they've been out here a long, long time. So they're pretty haggard. Well guys, there's the mouth of Spring Creek Canyon. Well, I mean, we've been in Spring Creek Canyon, we haven't fallen the creek, but that's where it gets narrow. This is the part where pretty much everybody comes up here to hike, is this little slot canyon that's coming up. So we're kind of spread out. I'm bringing up the rear, and we're almost at the mouth of the narrow section. All right, we're heading into the mouth of the canyon, the narrow part. Hannah's dodging all the sticks. Yep. She and I stopped to recharge her batteries, running the boys and Jordan already up, but now we're catching up to them. Good job, hon. There's a cool breeze coming out of the canyon, huh? And I wanted to hike up this little alcove. Try a nice little sitting spot right here in the rocks. Coming into another pretty narrow section of the canyon. I mean, this isn't a true slot canyon. If you guys have watched some of our videos from Thompson Springs last year, obviously we've been in some that are way tighter than this, but this is a pretty cool section of it. Cliffs are pretty much vertical on each side of you right here. Watch how high they go up. Alright, continues to get more narrow. There's people coming down. Hannah working her way up.